If you guys watch my channel, then you know that one of my personal biggest pet peeves about restaurants is if I have a frustrating or bad experience or just a plain irritating experience. And that's what today's story time is about. Hello everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes. Please excuse me. Sorry about that. So anyway, today's video is going to be a first frustrating experience I had at one of my favorite local restaurants. So this happened just last week, and funny story, I actually was going to do a Humphrey and story time in this video, but Humphrey's in the backyard running down in the backyard, so I'm letting him run around a bit so he can burn off some energy. So I thought it'd be just much easier to do the story time without him. I'll put him in another story time once he's calmed down. So anyway, today in this video is going to be a time I went to one of my favorite local restaurants and I had my first only frustrating experience. So this is a story just to let you guys know that sometimes it happens at your favorite restaurants where you will get frustrating experiences. And I have a couple story times about how I went to a couple restaurants, like one of my favorites, which is a chain, which is Subway, and I'll link that down below. And I also have another experience, I think awkward experience at a restaurant that's sort of one of my favorites, and it's my first awkward experience at a local Vietnamese restaurant. And if you want to see that video, it'll be linked in the description box down below as well. So I'm going to get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So I think this happened about a week ago. It was Saturday night, and my mom and I decided that we wanted to go out for dinner at one of our favorite local restaurants. So I called the restaurant because I always have to do that just because this restaurant in my city gets filled up. It's a very popular restaurant. And so I call the place, and the host was like,
"Oh yes, you could come in, and we have some tables open and blah blah blah."
So he sounded pretty sure that they were still cooking, and my mom and I were just really, really excited because we just love this restaurant. So we get to the restaurant, but when we got there, it turned out that they were getting ready to close early because it was really dead in the restaurant. There was barely anybody in there, and we were the only two people in the restaurant, and we thought that was kind of a little weird. And so the person said, "We're getting ready to close," and we were like, "Oh, that's weird. We just called and the host said we could come in." And they were like, "Oh," and what sucked was they had already had their grill closed. They had their grill still open, but they had their fryer closed, so they couldn't make any like French fries or anything fried, which kind of sucked. But they wanted us to just order like food that they didn't have to fry. And so they kind of like wanted us to get our food and so they could close. And we felt really bad, and we were like, "We're sorry." And they were super nice about it, but they were kind of like not very happy because I think the host accidentally told us we could come in, and but he didn't tell us that they were getting ready to close. So we come in, we order our food quickly, and then we order our food quickly. They bring it out pretty quickly as well because we're kind of like almost the only ones in the restaurant. And so we were eating our food. We didn't have any French fries, which sucked, but everything else was pretty good. We liked our burgers. I think I ordered a salad. Did I order a salad? I can't remember what else I ordered that day, but everything else was really, really good. But we were slightly disappointed that the host didn't tell us that the restaurant was getting ready to close, and we felt really bad that they had to kind of stay open late, and we were just not very happy that they didn't have some of the food we would normally eat there. So once we got our food, we eat it quickly, and then we order some dessert. They didn't have my favorite dessert, which is a brownie with ice cream, but that was totally fine. I mean, I was flexible, so we ordered something else, and I think we ordered some churros that were shaped of a waffle, and it has a Nutella dip to it. Kind of good. I usually don't like Nutella, but it was really good. So I start eating it, and everything goes pretty smoothly, and then we pay for our food. I leave a tip, and my mom and I walk up to the kitchen staff and kind of apologize to them for making them stay open late when they were getting ready to close, and they were super nice about it. But we were also kind of annoyed that the host didn't tell us that the restaurant was getting ready to close, which is kind of frustrating. But at the same time, we decided not to let it bother us. So we pay for our food, leave a tip, and then leave the restaurant. And then we just decide to go home and just hang out with Humphrey or watch Big Bang Theory, whatever we were going to get ready to do, and not let what happened at the restaurant bother us the rest of that evening. So the moral of the story is, sometimes when you go to restaurants you normally have good experiences at, sometimes you can't always expect a good experience every time you go. Sometimes it just is a weird experience, sometimes it's a confusing experience, sometimes it could be a terrible experience, but sometimes it could be a frustrating experience. It just happens. I mean, sometimes experiences don't go the way you planned all the time, so you can't expect a good experience all the time. But you can also just kind of look at the bright side. You get to go out to eat, and you get to eat some of your favorite food, and yada, yada, yada. So just think of it that way. So that was my first frustrating experience at one of my favorite local restaurants. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I'll see you in another video soon.